Do you trust your crypto assets to centralized exchanges that actively sell your private information and front run your trades? Would you like to buy and sell your assets without any middlemen, intermediaries, or robots? Do you like paying slippage, fees, and having the price go up as bots steal from you on low liquidity decentralized exchanges? The solution is NODE Set your guaranteed buy or sell price. No middlemen, no slippage, no bots, ever. Buy or sell 1, 10, or even 10 million tokens, and you never have to worry. OTC trades are between you and the seller or buyer, guaranteed by audited smart contracts and no human middlemen. NodeMarket.io.
It actually makes me happy to hear that
the Christmas music.
It's like starting to grow. Like, oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, I like Christmas. I like Christmas stuff. I like going to the mall when it's Christmas time, and then they have all those things that smell like cinnamon. Of course, they have those in the summer too, but it just makes you want to puke. But in the winter,
it's different.
Yeah, like when it gets cold down here, it gets down to like 72, 73. You just want to get inside. You know, they've turned the air conditioning down in the mall. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go freeze. Let's see. Hellos. Get all our hellos out of the way. Let's see, if we send unfilled node licenses to HyperPG and they don't have the tokens, do they return? No, Timothy, you're not going to send unfilled licenses unless they have capacity. You just won't send them. They're not going to take them. So what it'll be is they'll say we have space for this many licenses, and then when it gets filled, it's filled. And then the thing will be is that the near-term commodity will be the tokens. So, and these things will go back and forth, and then there'll be enough tokens, and then the licenses will be in demand. But luckily, the price of the licenses is stabilized, so that's good. So you don't have to worry about license prices going anywhere. And at some point, my guess is when someone sees the state of the network and they know that tokens married to licenses pointed at hardware equals revenue, and then you have splits, which equals not only revenue, but like logarithmic revenue, then people are going to go back the other way and they're going to start buying up the licenses, and they're going to hoard licenses. You're going to have some license hoards. It's going to be some license hoarding. And then what we would probably do is institute some kind, well, who knows? We'll see. I'm just thinking out loud.
Just thinking out loud.
Just thinking out loud, all I'm doing. I know this, though. I know that if you're looking to fill nodes and stuff in the 60 cent, 70 cent range, makes a lot more sense than at $1.20 or $1.50 or $1.80. Like, what do you think is going to happen after this? What do you think is going to happen to the whole market after this Bitcoin NFT, ETF? There's a lot of T's and F's in crypto. We need to sort that out. But anyway, after that goes through, and my guess is by the 10th of January, you have the thumbs up. My guess, they could shit can all of it, but my guess is by the 10th of January, you have the thumbs up on at least 5 to 7 of those Bitcoin ETFs. They can't only allow BlackRock because that'd be a dick move, but it would be several of them. And then they will file their 19B4, which is their fee schedule, and then they would drop, like at that point, then they're going to talk about the halving in the spring. I don't know if there's much of a let up. And you see all these people, these technical analysis people, they're like, it's going to be sell the news and all that. These technical analysis assholes have never gotten it right, ever. You know why? Because these same dickheads were telling everyone what to do when Bitcoin was $40. If they had known what was going to happen, those assholes would have bought all the Bitcoin at $40 and been the richest people on earth, but they're not because they don't know shit. And so when you see, so that's another reason, don't go to Twitter to get your financial guidance. I was talking to somebody who's like, oh yeah, man, I'm on Twitter getting alpha. I'm like, one, you don't even know what the fuck alpha means. So stop it. Okay? It's a word that got perverted.
Grok's getting me some alpha.
I'm getting alpha. Alpha. Alpha means profit. Oh, I'm going to get profit from Twitter. No, Information's not alpha. Information could lead you to alpha. This is what happens when people pervert industry terms into their own. You can't just take a word that already has a use and utility and fucking twist it, and it's your own Twitter shit. And that's how I know when people are rookie status. They're like, what kind of alpha do you have? I'm like, none. Fuck off. There's no alpha here because that's a stupid term. It's a term for people in the financial markets to gauge a variety of things that occur in and out of options markets. Nothing else. You ain't gonna find no alpha here. If you came here for alpha, you got to go. Brandon, do you have any alpha in your pocket?
Alpha is a return on investment representing the performance of a portfolio compared to a benchmark index.
Right. That's what you get on Twitter, though, right? We're getting alpha. Getting that alpha.
No, I get some bonk on Twitter. Bonk is my alpha on Twitter.
So stupid. Oh man. Anyway, that's it. That's my rant. I didn't really have a rant today, so I figured the alpha rant was a good one, just because like 4 people texted me asking me about alpha. I told them
about this. I listen to these guys and they talk about you always take profits. You always want to be that guy that says take profits because that's your fail safe, right? Because then if everything falls, you look back and you say, well, I told you to take profits, right?
Told you.
Profits. So these guys 3 weeks ago, after Bitcoin jumps to 40 grand, they're like, well, I'm taking some profits. We're all taking some profits here. Those guys like yesterday just said, well, I bought back into Bitcoin. It looks like there's not going to be any letting off here. So they bought back about 43 grand.
They're always, these dudes are they're just guessing. That's the thing. They're just guessing.
But they're doing the safe guess system, which I actually don't like. So basically, you know Robert Kiyosaki, right?
Yeah, I like him. He's right. He doesn't quite get it, but I like him.
This guy, he's like, well, there's going to be a downturn. Crypto's going to sell off. Everybody move to cash type of thing, all that kind of stuff. And this guy tweeted, and I know Twitter's a twit face, but whatever it is. But this guy tweeted, he's like, hey, Robert Kiyosaki's now predicted a downturn 38 times in the last year. Good for him. It's like, because everybody can predict a downturn because we know eventually downturns happen. And then when that one downturn, no matter how far it goes up, when that downturn happens, they're like, see, I told you, that little blip, even though it's gone up 300%.
It's people with an idea that they want to take some off the sidelines, but they don't want to miss a run. So the idea is like, well, if I tell enough people that it's going down, maybe we'll all just get on the sidelines and it'll go down and I'll be a prophet. Like Kiyosaki, he's awesome. And he has some really great lessons for people. Yeah, things got a little creepy when his wife got involved and it was this kind of like weird thing. And like, she's really smart and he's really smart, but when they're together, it's like some weird infomercially bullshit and it's very uncomfortable. Anyway, that's when I stopped. Like, he has like a podcast and stuff and it's almost unwatchable. Anyway, yeah, I got away from that shit. Donna, can I efficiently run 2 nodes on one hyperbox? Yes, until the split. And you can probably run 1 node on a box even after the split. I just think that that's probably the limit of the dexterity of it. The cool thing is these bigger rigs that may be functional for run, and we don't know yet until compute starts, people are going to be trying different stuff. Brandon and I were in that big Apple store a few weeks ago, and we were looking at one of their Mac Pros, like a big one. And I mean, yeah, it's expensive, but if you could run 10 nodes on it or something like that, it may have that kind of compute. We don't know. And I thought it might be worth the experiment, and again, so instead of buying, an H100 or something for $200,000, you might be able to, if you're not managing a master node, you might be able to manage a small amount of nodes, 10, 20, or 30, up until the point where you've made so much money anyway that scaling your equipment makes sense. Also, you might run my idea is to probably run some nodes for about 6 months and get a lay of the land. I don't mind being behind by 6 months. I'm not going to lose anything as long as I'm participating with uptime and things like that, because I'm still getting uptime. Even if I'm on a crappy computer, I'm still getting my uptime. So my reputation is still building. So what's the worst case? I miss a split by 3-4 months, whatever. But we would have so much more information. And that's one of the things that Brandon and I will be doing, is trying to figure out what is the lowest entry point for hardware that you can use per node, and then just math it out. It's all just the math side of game theory, like a payoff matrix, which is why we hammer this stuff into your head so much. So you don't try to overthink it. Right now, the only thing you should be thinking is, I have X amount of nodes. I need that times 1,024 tokens. That's it. That's all the math you need right now. Period. Full stop. Done. Good morning, David. Do we have any housekeeping we want to knock out while we get through these salutations?
No, we got. Oh my gosh. I feel like
Skynet has joined
on this.
Skynet is active. Did you see Skynet? Did you see me? I got to play with Grace yesterday. I got to talk to Grace.
Oh, yes. So cool.
You want to ask about the Ledger fiasco? Ledger says it's done. Ledger says it's sorted.
Yeah, they say it's sorted. So, and if you do have a Ledger, you weren't compromised unless you used the connection kit and you connected it to a dApp. And even then I saw something that the hacker only took, and I say only, took like $500,000 overall. Yeah. Which that's not like, I mean.
It looks like a disgruntled employee getting his paycheck back is what it looks like.
That's what it looks like, kind of. Yeah, you saw, I sent Nick this thing, like the former employee's been found that got like phished or whatever, phishing scam. But somebody sent me an email yesterday, so I did want to touch on that. And I'm not going to call that person out. They were super nice. Emailed me, had sent USDC from their Coinbase wallet to MetaMask wallet. Okay. So USDC, they sent, this is just something that everybody should know. USDC from Coinbase wallet to MetaMask wallet. When they opened up their MetaMask wallet, it wasn't there. They were going to buy some NFTs, some NODE Market NFTs with it. Turns out they sent USDC on the base network to their MetaMask wallet, which is fine. It's fine. But she just couldn't find it forever. And so I had to go into the base Etherscan, basically the base version of Etherscan, and find the token for her. So just remember, even though it's USDC, sometimes there's different networks of USDC. And if you can't find it in your wallet, you need to switch to the correct network. But also each USDC has a unique token address. So when you go to import it, you can't import the Ethereum USDC and find the token. You'll have to import the base USDC. I know it's complicating, and this problem should have been fixed like with a couple of layers ago, but whatever, it's not. But just keep that in mind when you're transferring funds. Make sure you're transferring on the correct network all the time, every time. And if you don't, then you know, either it's going to get lost or you're going to get super lucky like this person, and we were able to find it. So,
Robert, your casualty email. Okay, two things. One, they have to give you a refund, like they have to legally. So if you can't get in touch with someone to give you a refund, contact your credit card provider and they will refund it. That company, they're done. They folded that shit up. They have to give you a refund because they didn't honor the service. They didn't, especially if you bought a lifetime and they didn't honor a full year. They have to give you your money back or prorate it. So anyway, you can get your money back, buddy. I mean, we're glad that you're here, obviously, but you can get your money back. Don't anybody that got knocked, no offense to MML, because the people there were cool. They just, when we left, they went fucking bankrupt. I don't know what to tell you because it's a big, giant fucking shit show. But not to besmirch. That said, they will refund you. They're not being jerks about it. What they try to do is push people over to Tom. And Tom's a nice guy too. He'll lose you all the money you've ever had, but he's a nice guy. Like I like Tom a lot. Like as a person, spend a lot of time with him. He's a good dude. He's like a good family dude and all this. But he will absolutely fucking, vacuum all your money up through just because he doesn't know this is not his space, and that's okay. Just don't, do what he says. But they'll give you your money back. So everybody that we've sent to get their money back has got their money back. So get your money back. Anyway, not that we're not glad to have you. We certainly are. Okay. Live show. Yay. Okay. Let me see. Oh, wait. I got to get all the salutations in. Bam, bam, bam. All right. There. Now that Howard, Gemini, Genesis, Bankruptcy. Yeah. I mean, Brandon, what is Gemini Exchange?
It's a place for the Winklevoss twins to liquidate all of their Bitcoin.
If you set up an account with Gemini, and you can tell this by the tokens they list, the tokens they don't, they still haven't listed Cardano.
Yay. Why? Because Cardano is a poor asset.
They didn't believe in Cardano, so they just didn't list it. And they got mad when Charles left in 2016. So they didn't list it. And then they only list assets that they own because you, as their client, are their exit liquidity. And they'll put a veneer of bullshit on top of it. We're here for you. We're bull crap. They are not. They want, and that's fine. Look, good for them. You are their exit liquidity. I get it. But that's what Gemini is. So just don't think it's anything different. So of course they took client assets and sent them off to Genesis. Of course they did, because they have no functionality inside that exchange. It's a one-way gate, man. Anyway, so yes, they're in a little trouble, and they're looking at potentially, I don't know. They've been indicted. Genesis has been indicted, which is, well, I don't know how all that's going to pan out. In New York, it seems like when New York goes after you, you end up paying big fines. And I don't think Genesis is big enough to absorb another big fine. What with their current losses, I mean, Gemini from their current losses from Genesis. And for anybody that doesn't understand what happened, basically, Gemini, the exchange that was offering all these staking rewards, was not really doing anything. They were taking client assets, sending them to Genesis, and waiting for that check, and then taking a piece of it. They were getting paid, by the way. It's not like they were doing this out of the kindness of their hearts. The Winklevi were taking client assets without telling them, parking them at Genesis, and collecting a fee as the rewards came back through to their clients. Only when you do that, you no longer have custody. And if you give custody of client assets away without disclosing that you're giving their shit away, there's not much difference than FTX. The only difference is, in this case, neither Gemini nor Genesis intended to steal. That wasn't what the goal was. They just, Genesis got caught. Now, what Genesis and digital currency, DCG, now that's a whole other story. The reason they unwound is because those dummies were in bed with 3 Arrows. Well, when 3 Arrows unwound, because those dudes were pilfering and stupid, it nuked a lot of these funds that were giving these guys unlimited money. Well, when they couldn't get that money back, and I think it was over $1 billion, maybe like a significant many billions, which one would ask, like, why would you give those 2 assholes at 3 Arrows Capital? No one ever questioned those dudes. Is another situation where they just let those 2 dudes run and do whatever. Anyway, those dudes were stupid, obviously. They got nuked. When they got nuked, everybody that had extended these guys tons of money, they were in trouble. They had a liquidity squeeze. So Genesis, being part of Digital Currency Group, they did some kind of weird financially bullshitty stuff back and forth to make it look like they had money by, like, one company selling the other company bonds to put on their balance sheet, but like no money was exchanged. So a lot of like Enron type accounting so that they could mark to market and show that they had all these assets, but the assets were not real. So Digital Currency Group, and again, that's a very weak description of what went down. It was a lot more nuanced, but it looks like Digital Currency Group may have kind of cooked the books to not look insolvent, to get through that period where 3 Arrows went down, Luna went down, FTX went down, Celsius went down, BlockFi went down, all within like that 6-month window. It looks like Digital Currency Group was probably cooking the books. Genesis, part of Digital Currency Group, could then not return the assets to Gemini. So this wasn't the twins. The only shenanigan the twins pulled was taking your assets without telling you and parking them over here in this earn function. They didn't intend for those things to be lost, but it's like in the repo market. If you pledge collateral and that person repledges the collateral and that person repledges the collateral, good luck getting your bicycle back. Like, where's my bike? Oh, Timmy has it. Timmy, where's my bike? Yo, Johnny has it. What? Oh, yeah, Steve has it. Steve has it. Steve was the first one that had it. Yeah, he borrowed that back, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Where's Steve? Oh, Steve got locked up. Shit. He ain't getting that bike back. That's an impound. So maybe a lot of these companies may unwind. And again, every one of these dudes that goes bankrupt, it sucks if you have assets there, but it's good for the industry. These dudes that are willing to do sketchy shit, they need to go bankrupt. That's the healthiest thing that can happen, is they go away. Because the less Geminis, the less Genesis, the less 3 Arrows, the less, you go down the list, every time one of those dudes goes away, the industry gets cleaner. So that's good. It's just too bad that, Gary Gensler's always on the tail end of it. He's never actually like leading the charge. He'll shut down Libri, right? Oh, 3.5 million. And I'm going to shut that down. Right. But there's a $40 billion scam with your buddy. Oh man, there's so much crap going on with Gary, like how close he was to that whole Bankman Fried Chicken family and like that whole thing. Very sketchy. There's like a lot of sketchy shit going on.
True. Too true.
Anyway,
meanwhile,
we could just talk for days.
How many people have done this? How many people are struck? Hold on, this fetch thing. So, I've had a couple people email me. I've had a couple people say they're losing their fetch when bridging. How many other people have lost their fetch lately from bridging? I'm just curious. I mean, it looks like, and I haven't done it recently at all. Have you bridged over fetch? I know sometimes it's taken like 24 hours for the fetch to show up when you cross the bridge, Cosmos Station wallet or something, but losing it altogether seems strange.
Can you do a tech tip video? Here's a Hawaii asked, can you do a tech tip video on how to sell one from MetaMask? You can't seem to sell it.
I don't think it's possible. Is it?
Well, you can go to the Harmony network in MetaMask.
Yeah, but where do you, you just swap out of it from there?
Well, I think you would sell it you would just go, you need to go put it on an exchange where it's listed and sell it there into stablecoin.
Right. But you can't sell it on MetaMask though. That's what I'm saying. You can't like sell it. There's no like, there's no Pancake Swap or Uniswap or I don't think
Harmony. Yes, it's a very low liquid asset. I was getting mine on KuCoin. Now you can still do it if you have a VPN, but I'm not telling anyone to do nothing. I'm just saying one could, if one wanted to, one could endeavor to use the VPN, push their Harmony One tokens over to KuCoin, and then turn them into stablecoin there. I think, here, I'll look right now. I think Bitrue might also hold that token. And if they do, let's see. I like Bitrue, man. Bitrue's dope. It's cool. It works well. It's like a mini Binance. I wouldn't keep a lot of assets on there because, whatever, but it's been cool for many, many years. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, you have to move it over. Yeah, I'd move it over to Binance or somewhere else. Just send it. Just make sure you're sending to the correct wallet. Just make sure. Yeah.
Let's see if I think Harmony One is here. Let me look. One.
Is Harmony One?
Yeah. Yeah. They have a one USDT pair.
Oh, nice.
Well, they have three pairs actually. They have Harmony One. Oh, yeah, but anyway, yes, they have it.
Nice.
Bitrue for the win. I like Bitrue. They did freeze some of my money one time for like 4 days. So dickish.
Oh, love it. Love it.
But all my money came. And I made so much in staking rewards. It's not staking, it's their marketing budget. When I originally bought Cardano and I had it over at Bitrue for like over a year. They were paying 7.7%.
Dang, girl.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. This is a perpetual problem and getting very old. This is why everybody's jumping over to Solana.
Well, you know what? There's also a lot of people looking at Cosmos and so what's happening is a lot of the other layer ones, the layer ones. Oh, is there a video? There is on my Twitter. On my No, not Twitter. Twitter. On my Instagram.
Twitter.
It's just Nicholas Black 60. If you go to Instagram, Nicholas Black 60, I have videos of Grace. That was cool. She's creepy. We put her in joke mode where she could just only tell jokes. Like she had to respond, and they weren't not funny, except for one joke was funny. And that was when we said, are you gonna when do the T1000s spell the end of humanity and all this kind of stuff? Are you gonna help? And she goes, well, one thing at a time. I'm just gonna practice telling jokes right now, and we'll save off world annihilation for another day. He didn't say no. She just said another day. Oh, Grace. Let's see. Uninterrupted power source. Yeah, I mean, if you get a power supply, you can put a power supply in between to protect against like surges and things like that. You guys know how power supply works, right? Like a lot of power supplies will have an internal battery that'll maintain consistency for a while, and so that certain, you guys know that exists. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about using computer to take place of the hyperbox. No, I mean, we don't know. We don't know we need that yet. There's just a lot we don't know until everything starts. So until hypercycle rolls out compute, we won't be able to test different computers. But the cool thing is, you will be able to test different computers, especially in the beginning of compute, where you haven't it might make sense to run a few hyperboxes on a few different rigs. I think Brandon and I will try all sorts of cool experiments. I'll probably get one of those Mac Pros, their super duper steroid one, and try to run. I'll run it I'll have that be the compute. I'll run it next to a hyper AI box and see how it compares. Like do two nodes, like try different things. I'll probably put some, I don't know, on a MacBook Pro. Like I'll try different crap. Brandon has badass gaming computers, so I think he'll probably try some there too.
I'll just run them, with my computers, because I think my
it won't take long. Like within a few days, we'll know, right? The different kind of compute workloads it can handle and stuff like that. So I think we'll know very quickly where we can kind of lean. And also people will make all sorts of cool discoveries. And the cool thing about it is, as the ecosystem grows, the team at Hypercycle wants everyone's equipment to be as efficient as possible. They want people to make as much revenue as possible, because that means you'll continue to expand your nodes and more. So they want it to work for everyone. I didn't gain any money. Well, Tom did. Listen, for those of you that lost money in these other, for those of you who invested money in these things where they teach you investing, even if you lost money, it should make you feel better at night that they made money. Brandon, does that?
What?
Doesn't that make you feel better?
Sure. I guess. I don't. I guess.
Yeah. So that everything's fine for them. Why do you think these dudes go on the tour circuit and then they just do nothing but touring? Those who can do, those who can't teach, those who can't teach PE. Oh God. All right. While trying to get Gemini offload to cold wallet, that's where I was scammed out of all my. Ooh, that sucks. You were in Gemini. I mean, I don't know. Probably don't disclose too much of the situation, just because you don't want someone pilfering what's left of your stuff. But yeah, you got to be very careful, man. There's a lot of malware, and everybody's going to try to take advantage of everybody here. Like you guys all know this, right? Everybody is going to try to take advantage. Not everybody, but everybody here, someone's coming after you. Just assume that. Assume everything is some angle to hook you out of your stuff. Because what's better than, and Tom, I think, I don't know where people are regionally, but if one was to entertain using a VPN, all exchanges would be accessible. There's a VPN right in the Brave browser you can use. So it's very easy. And also, for those of you that have Proton Mail, which is really good encrypted email, Proton has a VPN as well. Have you used that one, Brandon?
Yeah.
It's good. It's a little wonky to set up, but it takes a couple clicks, but then it's super good. What does it mean when it states that your NFT is not active and not authorized to claim reward?
Oh, okay, cool. So Frank, I've responded to your email twice, and you've responded back. So I maybe you're just doing this to help everybody else, but NFT 1209 was purchased on 11/7/23. 11/7. I can tell you what time too, but anyway, that one missed the cutoff for November, but it's going to hit the cutoff for December. So 1 through 1208 to get their claim for November. And we took the claim DApp down to fix the gas fees, to hopefully reduce the gas fees. And we should have that back up by the 25th. But we're working on the buy side of the exchange first. So as soon as that buy side, but go check your email. I responded to twice. So anyway,
so
kind of
what we are endeavoring to release the stuff that would allow us to not have you pay any fees setting up and canceling offers to buy or sell at Node Market. Should be so we're cleaning everything up. It's going to look really cool. Did we show screenshots the other day of that?
Yeah,
I'll
we
still
showed a
look.
screenshot yesterday of the thing.
Wednesday we did. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
we showed it
badass.
Wednesday.
Okay, here's
It's
what we're
pretty
gonna do.
cool
Let's
looking.
we've bantered long enough. Let's
Holy
go.
cow, 30 minutes.
I
Let's
know,
go.
outrageous. Let's get behind the wall. We'll go through markets. Let's see. If my internet's slow, what will it mean for the hyper AI box? I mean, if your internet is slow, that's not going to be as good as someone's internet that's not slow.
Well, you only think you just want 100% uptime, and if internet's slow, it's gonna skip probably like the pings or whatever that does. That's just gonna happen. They're gonna get clogged up, and it's not gonna work really well.
Andy, we don't have specs yet on the stuff that we're going to use because we're going to just test a bunch of stuff.
Dude, I should get my Hyper AI box soon. I don't know why I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah,
I think
got
the
mine.
guy's tried to deliver it, but he won't drop it because nobody's here to sign.
Ben did his unboxing. Did anybody see that?
No. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, listen, those were two setbacks for big time comeback. That's what my friend said right before he went to jail. I was like, oh shit, you called that wrong. Yeah, Tika. There's a lot of gurus, man. Be careful. Oh God. Anyway, okay, so let's do this. Yeah, Proton Mail is great. It's awesome. So let's do this. Let's see. BitTrue is denying you. Yeah. Use the oh, don't get snarky, Hawaii. Use a VPN, bro. Okay, let's do this. Let's go behind the wall. And once we are there, we'll talk markets, we'll talk some AI news. Sam is talking about the craziness that the week of the red weekend, the bloody weekend, the red wedding, whatever. Anyway, kind of cool. Okay. Yeah. So let's go ahead and move it on over, and then we can talk numbers and have some ideas as to how we actually going to move our currency units around over the weekend.
We're going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.